Easy now. Papa got things making headlines.
Come down. Ooh, you make my high come down. Always tripping when you come around. I'ma have to cut you off, like right now. You see, I don't want to drive me. You can say that for your mama. Maybe you should smoke some. Me try the marijuana. I was never you good. The vibe was straight. Showed you a couple of things and they ain't finna change. I treated you right. Everything was a gift from a time to your bag and the color on your lip.
Welcome to the Seahawks Man-to-Man podcast, powered by The Athletic. Shout out to the company. My name is Michael-Shawn I'm here with my co-host, Christopher Kidd. Make sure you follow us both up on the tweet machine. You guys know where to follow me, so I will just continue to shout out our YouTube channel, Seahawks Man-to-Man. That's the number 2 man on YouTube. Chris, talk to him.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Christopher Kidd. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at CKIDD206, and that's CKid206.
Before I introduce our special guest who is hosting us for this post-game episode of the Seahawks Man-to-Man podcast, I want to give a special shout-out to everyone who attended our live podcast at the Roanoke in Seattle on Friday, September 9th. That was a beautiful night. It was great to meet all you guys who came out to support. We didn't live stream the show or put the audio out, so if you were there, you were there. And if you weren't, you weren't. I'm actually really happy about that. Happy everybody got to get that experience, and just meeting some of the fans in person, man, was just amazing. People who said they've been listening to me and Chris for years. Even we had a homie Micah who was blind, who was listening to our show for years, man. That we appreciate that love, and we just wanted to reciprocate it in person. I want to start the show with that. And without further ado, announce our special guest making his second appearance on the show. The homie Ben Baller is in the building. Ben, what's going on?
What's good, man? What's good, man? I'm high off this W right now.
Yeah, man. What was it? Almost a year ago, about 11 months ago, we were in this same space in downtown Seattle. We're talking after the Saints game.
It was a Monday Night Football game too.
Mhm.
Chances.
Yeah. Monday Night Football game. They lost to the Saints 13 to 10, I believe
ugly.
the score was. Yeah, ugly game. And honestly, this 17-16 win over the Broncos that we're about to dive into, there wasn't even that much different, man. But I feel like the emotions were just crazy in this one. Like you could feel it in the lead up. You know, there was Ben, you were in the audience, man. It feel like it was like a mixture of highlighter green people and then just a sea of orange. Like I feel like Russ brought the Denver fans out tonight.
I think a lot of, and I tried to discredit it a lot, but you know, my season tickets are in the away section. So I'm used to seeing a good amount of, you know, different colored jerseys that aren't blue or green or white. But there was a lot of Denver fans in the section. The thing that got me, though, was I have not heard the stadium that loud in maybe 6-7 years, bro. It has been, you know, where we owned the loudest stadium, you know, reign title. It was loud, bro. Like, it was crazy. The Denver fans weren't too bad. A lot of heckling and stuff, but it was
normal for fans.
Yeah, you know.
Yo, so there were two people who asked me how loud it was in there. One of them was the homie Richard Dice, who does the media. He covers the media for The Athletic for us. He hit me. He was like, "Yo, I'm writing a media piece for tomorrow. Can you give me like a 1-sentence like quote on how loud it is in there right now?" I told him, "It's almost as if Seahawk fans are attempting to be as loud as humanly possible to let Russell Wilson know he made a mistake in leaving." Now, I had another homie who just texted me that he asked me how loud. He said, "What's the scene like in there?" I want to pull up my text to him because this was not PG-13 at all. I wanted Richard had to be PG-13, right? Because I knew he was writing something. I said, "It's like everybody in the audience did a bunch of cocaine in the bathroom before walking in." Because that is what it felt. I wanted to tell Richard that, but I feel like we couldn't run that at The Athletic, especially since we got bought by the New York Times. But no, that's really what it felt like. Like all those turnovers, those fumbles at the goal line, the scene after the game, watching Marquise Goodwin do backflips, you know, in victory formation, watching Pete Carroll hype up the crowd in victory formation, do jumping jacks on the sideline next to Jordan Brooks, Tyler Lockett take his helmet off and just run up and down the sideline on the home side, hyping up the fans, man, for Geno Smith to drop that bar to, I think, was that Lisa Salters he told that to?
Yes.
Yeah, to Lisa on ESPN after the game.
They write me off.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though. That's the problem.
I feel like Drake's about to drop a song called something around those lines. I'm waiting though.
The whole post game scene, from that to Richard Sherman tweeting the gifs, trolling Russell Wilson to Doug Baldwin tweeting, trolling Russell Wilson. Like it felt like
Did you hear what
everybody.
Shelby Harris had to say after the game?
No, I missed Shelby Harris. What Shelby
He had
Harris
a
said?
powerful interview. At the end, he said, "Let's ride."
Did he?
Yes. He said that's what happens when you trade, your defensive players. You make plays. Like he went off. It was a good minute 20.
Man,
It was
that
good.
that was on TV?
It was on, I think it was Tom Pelissero. Someone from NFL Network was like, "Hey, great interview here," and he just laid it all out in minute 26. It was good. I'll show it to you later.
Yo, so I think that like that. I want to talk about that part real quick first to get into the ins and outs of the game. It really this felt like college. Like this really felt like a college rivalry where you had all the alumni coming back, KJ Wright raising the flag, Marshawn Lynch at practice, Cliff Aver at practice, Richard Sherman at practice, Doug Baldwin coming to the game. I feel like Doug's only been at 2 games since he retired. One where he raised the flag and tonight.
Yeah.
Mike Morgan back in the building. I think Sidney Rice might have even been there today. It just felt he was. Sidney Rice was there. Yeah, it just felt like all these.
Cliff and Marshawn pulled up too, though.
Yeah. Cliff, Marshawn, like everybody. Lofa was there, I'm pretty sure. Pulled up as well to Tupu. Like it felt like everybody was there. It almost felt like a bunch of guys coming back to their college to make sure they beat the arch rival.
Yeah.
Like it had that like rivalry feel to it. Even Tyler Lockett said it after the game. It's like, yeah, dog, this kind of does feel like college. Like everybody wanted to beat, they wanted to kick Russ's ass.
To be honest, I didn't expect it to be that close, but the defense, they didn't back down. They stayed in too high the whole game. It was crazy how much they played, and they were like, yeah, run the football, but you're not throwing deep. And they did a really good job outside of a couple of mishaps here and there. I thought they just took away what Russ really wanted to do and made it very difficult for him. And I'm sure Russ is, at the end of in the press conference, he was it's all glory to God. You know how Russ is very PC after.
I saw that, man, with that suit, bro.
Yo, the suit got me.
69% QB rating, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what was classy? I didn't get to see it until I got home. Geno hugged Russ, bro, at the end. That was classy, man. Because, he was pretty much treated like dog food for the last how many years, and like, bro, I've been on the field so many times. So being on the field today felt different. Get out there. They ain't even in pads yet. Tyler comes over to say what's up to me. DK stops, gives me a hug. He's like, "What's up, man? What's up?" And I was like, "Yo, I saw Russ last night." He's like, "What'd you say to him?" I said, "I didn't say nothing." He said, "What'd he say to you?" So he didn't say nothing. He said, "What happened then?" I said, "We stared at each other for about 7 or 8 seconds." So someone say something. And he was like, he said, "You should have did something." I was like, "No, man, And then Dixon came over. And then I was like, it's getting a little crazy here. Let me get off the field. And I lost my Super Bowl championship beanie that I got.
Today?
Yeah, I lost it on the field. And I felt like that might have been a good luck charm because every time I've worn it, we've lost. But I'm like, I'm not with this superstitious bullshit. And it was a trip. And I should have waited for Quandre because he's the one who got me the field pass. And I was like, let me get back in the stands because this looks like it's about to get cracking in here. So man, bro, I don't know, man. I'm hyped.
No,
You should be, man.
This is no one on the after the game really wanted to talk about it, but I'll talk about it for them because I know they can't say it how I'm about to say it. Like this was vindication for them. This is validation for Pete, the organization, the players to be like, look, that let Russ cook stuff was cute. That was fun while it lasted. There was a nice little fling. But this is our home. This is home base, meaning we're gonna run the football. We're gonna play defense. Even special teams was good today. Like somebody hit me during the game and was like, "Yo, this DJ Dallas dude is nice on special teams."
Yeah.
Nobody ever texts me about special teams during the game unless something really crazy
That's
happens.
the Pete formula.
That's the formula.
Yeah.
This was a gamble. It was Pete's formula versus let Russ cook.
And they didn't even let him cook at the end of the game.
No, and that's what's so ironic about it. At the end of the day, when it was time to win, what did the other coach do? He tucked his tail and he played safe.
Yeah,
he didn't trust this guy.
Sense to me.
No, I in my head, when they called time, I'm like, damn, they're gonna go for it. And they're probably gonna get it. Either Russ is gonna find Cortland Sutton, who just keeps finding areas in the zone, or Russ is gonna scramble.
I just said to him, I can't believe they didn't just Hail Mary it. Forget the clock running out or whatever. I'm like, that's the better chance. When I saw, wait a second, on the 46-yard line, they're going to kick a 64-yard field goal.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh.
Yeah. It's a lot of faith there.
And they gave him a practice kick. And
yeah, they gave him a practice kick.
Wait, did he miss that?
He missed it.
He missed
that?
both, yeah.
He missed the practice kick, but he missed the kick when they called a timeout.
Right.
He was 8 yards short.
On the one that counted.
This one, no. So the one that
The first one.
the first
Okay.
one. Then the second one, it looked like he had the distance barely, but it was a little left. The bottom line
left.
is, and the wind wasn't really crazy or nothing. It was hot.
No.
It was like,
Just folded under pressure, man. I was really shocked that they decided, you know what, Russ, just you did enough for us tonight. We're going to try to win this with 3. I'm thinking they're going to go down and score. And by the way, I had money on the line. So I'm like, I need them to score and go for 2.
Oh, you did? How much money did you lose today?
I lost $20.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay,
I
though.
won't talk about
That's
money I won, but
Oh, hey.
Ben's like, I'm up, about 20 bands.
Hey,
shit,
man.
a little more than that.
Hey,
even.
man.
Here we go.
Hey,
But
hey,
the
I'm
crazy
talking
part
about.
was, without the sack,
Mm,
he would have maybe made the field goal because it was that different.
that was huge, yeah.
thing. But the thing is, again, the timeout that we called to mess up the thing, that was stupid. I just felt like, look, bro, and I guess it shook him up a little bit. If anything, it he kicked it better. But look, man, it was a different energy in there tonight. I was sitting next to Sean Kemp. We had a good time. I ended up hanging out with him after. There was a lot of just, man, it was crazy. And the Seahawks, I mean the Broncos were staying here. So I had to deal with them for like the last day and a half, 2 days, right? And well, I don't want to say that to whatever, but I mean, like, there was a bunch of fans here wearing Seahawks jerseys and wearing Russell Wilson jerseys, hanging out in front. And I was like, what the hell are y'all doing, man? Trying to see Russ.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if you don't knock it off, man. But it was like, I can't tell you the last time I felt like this, man. We won some games last year, but I'm talking about, I can't tell you the last time the stadium, the energy, look at who's running the Seahawks social account right now. They're going crazy.
They're going nuts.
I've never seen them act like this before.
They're tweeting about our ride, and they're tweeting they're retweeting Sherm,
Yeah.
retweeting
Bro,
Doug.
on Instagram, they posted the Heath Ledger Joker when he walks away from the building, and they put bro, they're putting Geno of memes. Like I've never seen them ever get this toxic.
This is the new era.
No,
it is, but
for this game. That's what it was.
Yeah,
It was this game. They
This
wanted
was
to
the
win
Super
this.
Bowl.
Yeah, this was their Super Bowl. They wanted to win
it is.
this game that bad. I've never heard the crowd boo an opponent that loud before.
I think Sherman said it. He said, this is a big game. They're not going to play each other for like 3 years.
Yeah. You don't play you play the AFC West probably like
And
once
this
every
is big
4
for
years.
Russ. Like, you won it
Bro.
out.
Marcus Spears is a good friend of mine. He got me on last time you seen me, but I mean, a lot has happened recently. I lost 23 pounds in the last 2 or 3 months from intermittent fasting. That's due to my boy Swagoo. And, he's one of the biggest, commentators on NFL on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, man, I'm going to tell you something real quick. This might be the biggest game of the week. And I was like, well, Brady was this. He goes, no, man, listen, I know that y'all are trash. And I'm like, hold on, your Cowboys ain't exactly
Watch
good.
your mouth.
Yeah.
And I said, hold up. He
Cowboys
goes,
fan.
Ben, listen to me, please. He said, Russ got 250 M's. He back at the nest. You going there. He's like, the NFL knows what they doing, right? They made the first Monday Night Football game, that game. Come on, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He
No.
said a lot of people are watching this game tonight. And I was like, I bet they are. It didn't hit me until I got to the stadium and said, I watched a lot of games. We talked about this yesterday. This might have been the biggest game out of week 1, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
The magnitude of it, what it meant for
Not
Pete.
because we're Seahawks. I'm just saying, like,
No,
I think
yeah.
it was the biggest NFL game of week 1.
There was national interest in this game. in
That's why they made
particular.
it a Monday night game because
Yeah.
of
But
the
there was
interest.
national interest in the Brady Cowboys game. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
this was way bigger.
Yeah, it was. I think there's 2 sides, right? There's the Russ fans that standing by him, give him golf clap. Then you got the fans that are like, nah, man, you want it out. And for those fans that got to see Geno lead this team, go out there, play a damn good game in the first half. He was I tweeted, let Geno cook at this point.
What'd I say? 17 for 18 in the first half, bro.
Disgusting.
That might be top 3, or if not number 1.
And the thing is, it's not as if he was doing a bunch of checkdowns. Tyler Lockett, his first catch, I believe, was a disgusting. He faked the little corner and came back over the middle for a little post. And I'm like, and Geno threw it on the money. You were probably thinking, oh, Geno, this might get picked or this gets batted. No, Geno nailed it in there. First down, another third down play. Tyler Lockett on an out route. You want to go man?
5
Okay.
yard out.
Yeah. It sounds so simple, but those are passes that Mike and I have discussed. Can Geno make those plays? And he made those plays consistently. Now in the second half, we saw.
But I'm saying the first half he looked good.
Yeah.
It was
You
great.
weren't here last night, and I really wish you were.
Sorry,
Could
man.
you please tell my man what did I say about William? Just please say.
Yo, that was
I
crazy.
did listen to it.
Yeah, so so people
So you
don't
heard what
know.
I said. I said there's an equalizer. What did I say?
Yo, yeah, who's gonna have a big game Monday night? Predicted. Will Disley is gonna have an
who caught the
impact.
touchdown to start the
Yo,
game off?
I think that set the
So
tone.
when he did that, he texted me. A couple other people texted me. And it was like people are like, "Well, we heard the podcast today." And I just said, "There's too much focus on WR1, 2, DK Tyler, maybe even I don't know. D didn't get too many. He got some terrible throws to him." I said, "Disley got to be big."
And he was.
That first touchdown
That
set
set
the
the tone.
precedent.
Yeah.
Set the
Boom.
tone.
Yep.
that
That's
place
all it
was
took.
rocking on that first
Yeah.
touchdown, man.
I feel like the TV was shaking. I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
the emotions
right, you
in
weren't
there.
there.
Yeah, I watched. So yeah,
There was a Denver Bronco fan directly in front of me.
Mhm.
And I said, "Is it this loud at Mile High?"
Nope.
And you know what he said to me? "What?" I thought he was
Couldn't
joking.
you-
I thought he was being a smart ass.
Couldn't even hear
And
you.
I was like, "Yo," he's like, "Bro, my ears hurt." And I was like, "Come on, man. You a big corn-fed, crazy, big. You look like you played football." He's like, "Can't hear, dude."
Mm.
And it was deafening.
DK said they made it hard for the offense to hear.
Yeah, I
So-
saw
Yeah,
Geno.
Yeah, for real. He said
Yeah,
that.
he said that it's supposed
Geno
to.
over here like, hey y'all, I'm trying to get these cadences, these plays down. I need you to.
So I talked to a player after the game. I won't name the player, but after we talked on the record, and then after the off the record, he looked at me. He was walking out the locker room. He said, "I told you." And he was talking specifically about Geno. It wasn't Geno, to be clear, but he was like, "I told you."
You
Like,
can get it done.
Geno can play. So I'm gonna toss this question to you guys. Ben, I'm gonna start with you. Did this change how you view Geno, how he played today?
Did you guys forget that I believed in him? And I'm like one of the very few people. Like, look, I still have a problem with him not following the Seahawks on his page, and like his Instagram follows like 50s. It's he's an unusual dude. And I told you I was going to talk about this. I was in Miami for a bachelor party a couple months ago. Me and Tyler were about to talk about something totally different. By the way, congrats, Tyler. I made Tyler Lockett's engagement ring.
Oh yeah, congrats to T-Lock. Yeah.
So we had supposed to be maybe a 4 to 6 minute conversation. And I said, TD, I got to ask you, bro, what we looking like? We went into a 39-minute conversation about Geno, and he said, look, how you going to base anything from the Jets? Even if you're a really good quarterback, like, what are you going to get from the Jets? He made a lot of sense to me. And he said, look at what happened when we won the Super Bowl. Look how much experience Russ had. Look how much experience Patrick Mahomes had. He goes, look what they had and what they look at the experience that, I'm saying about snaps and just like, he's talking about Stafford even. And he goes, look, man, they already wrote us off. We have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
The scariest team you ever want to face is we had nothing to lose.
That's what Rashad Penny said too. Yep.
So when I said that night at the Monday Night Football game, it was unfortunate because it wasn't like it was so close. It was down to the minute. The Rams game when he took over, he drove it 95, 98 yards, get a TD. I'm like, yo, we might pull this off, right? And it was close. And I just felt like I personally said this on my show. I said, Russ shouldn't come back for Green Bay yet. I think that Geno could get it. I mean, he could have did better than that, right?
They would have scored points in Green Bay with Geno, I'm sure.
And he was getting warmed up. And look, I'm not saying he's the Messiah, but I just thought I was very satisfied with his almost 90% rating tonight. Saw a couple bad throws. Other than that, he looked pretty composed. And to tell you the truth, when it was time for him, some pressure came on him to wake up. He ran, bro, and looked good.
Yeah. He said after the game, he was like, people forget I can run.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, I wanted to tell him at the press conference, I was like, I don't know, man, you a black quarterback. They always gonna think you can run. It's like, that's whether you can run or not, they gonna think you can run.
You're black. You can run.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Chris, all right, toss it to you. What you lost money betting on Drew Lock to be the starter.
Man, I'm losing money.
Yeah,
it's down bad.
You start having more faith. When they're talking about people writing them off, they're talking about you. You betting money against them, man. So
hey, don't say that because now they're gonna listen to the pod. When they see me, they're gonna be like, "So this is what you're doing, kid." But anyway, I don't know if it changed because, to be honest, I was just critical of certain plays that he would need to make. I talked about what he did last season in 3-game span. On Monday night, he proved otherwise. There are certain for example, when Charles Cross got blown, Nick Chubb just runs right by him, and he dropped back, I want to say 10 plus yards, and he didn't feel the pressure. In those situations, you would want Geno to step up. He didn't step up. Sack, fumble. Luckily, Charles Cross was able to recover that. That's minor. It wasn't a costly turnover, but those are the things that better teams are going to be able to maybe convert on. He didn't turn the ball over, but that's where I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe against the Niners that ends up being a touchdown. But who knows? Trey Lance didn't look all that great. Mike, you said the rain was coming down out there, and I saw the game. And it was bad, but you know who handled it pretty well? Justin Fields. He played okay. He didn't play too bad, But anyway, you asked about Geno. So my whole point is I'm not sold on it. But I'm also not, I've never said that Geno couldn't play. It wasn't like I said Geno's trash. I just know the level that Pete sees him at, and I look across the league and I'm like, I feel you, Pete, but I don't know if he can do that. And you know what? He did it on Monday night against the Broncos, against a team last year that was only giving up, 17 points per game? So not only did the Seahawks not really score a bunch, it was just the fact that Geno ran the offense the way Pete wanted it to be run. And Pete was fired up at the end of the game.
But this wasn't a 10 a.m., 1 p.m., whatever time Sunday game.
This was a big game.
This was the biggest stage. So his nerves, he had to keep composure.
And he looked fine.
I looked at his face as much as I could, pause. He had no fear in his eyes, bro. He had the same blank, he just kind of just has like okay, shit, today's a big game. All right, cool.
Let's go play.
It was weird. It could have been playing against Jacksonville Jaguars. The biggest stage.
Yeah. And a big game.
He's never heard, even when he came back with the Rams, he's never heard Lumen Field that loud before ever at QB. He heard the roars and everything. It was crazy.
Chanting his name.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing too.
Chanting his name.
I'm really happy for him.
He
really went out there and just proved all the doubters wrong. Everyone that says he couldn't beat Russ, hell, I mean, I thought Russ was gonna get the dub. I was like, yeah, I'm about to.
You put money on Russ.
Put money on him, but that didn't happen. The defense was amped up for the game. Geno delivered. What more could you ask for? Special teams played pretty well in the preseason. They looked terrible, and then
that's because it was a bunch of dudes waiting on the team.
Yeah, that is true, but they got it all worked out, and you saw that product on Monday night on the biggest stage that you just touched on. So, Geno, applause, man. You did your thing, and now it's on to week 2.
But the one thing I will say this on Geno before we move on to some of the other main characters in this game, the thing that people were asking me about with Geno, and I told them over the summer, was just like, I think Geno can keep you in a game, but I'm not sure if Geno can consistently go win you the game.
And I see that you said consistently. That's what I think.
Well, even today, I don't even think that he went and won it. They literally did not score in the second half.
Yeah.
The Broncos kind of coughed it up more than anything.
You could literally
Our defense held it down, though.
They did.
Yes.
Let's be positive. It's week 1. I mean, we can only go game by game.
Exactly. I just think, for next game, and all the games further, I think that needs to be the next step of the evolution. All right,
go win.
Go put us in position to win the game.
True.
That's because that's going to be, like
there's
you said, there's better teams,
nerve-wise and things like that with what was going on tonight. I do think that people underestimate in pro sports analysts Stephen A. Smith. For us to be ranked 32, whatever it may be. Look, now I know it's like, okay, we're number 1 in our division. Great. But what I will say is this. We get the W on Sunday, which I think we will. And there's games I'm like, I don't know. I feel good about this one. I will say this. The power of momentum is underrated by a lot of analysts and other people that don't believe in it. I really do believe in momentum. And it's something where you'd be like, when a turnover happens, you'd be like, oh, boom, what do you deal with? How do you deal with adversity? It's not that type of momentum.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when we build, or if Geno could build up and just do what he needs to do, our defense did pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was without Jamal, too. Hopefully Jamal's knee.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
It's all right. But, they went in there.
Josh Jones came in and
Josh Jones is a baller.
He played pretty good.
Michael Jackson, I was like, what? Bro, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I saw it in training camp the few times I was out there, and I'm thinking, Mike, can he really? He's like,
yeah,
he's
preseason.
Pretty nice,
Mike Jackson was good.
And then in the games, he also proved it. It wasn't just in practice. He went in the games, and I get it. Oh, he's playing against the twos, but he was locking them down.
Tonight, he impressed me because I wasn't even thinking about dude.
A lot of people weren't.
Right? We almost had 2 picks tonight Jamal, one of them. Quandre was so mad it went through his head because he
that was
doesn't
a
miss picks, you know what I mean? In the end zone. And he was like, I got to pick Russ now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was in the end, man.
I think that's the emotion that adds to the emotions of the game. I think it was so many guys like a Michael Jackson, like a Josh Jones, even a Rashad Penny to some extent, a DJ Dallas, even a Kobe Parkinson, who were just like, yo, nobody is talking about me, and I'm that guy. To them, every guy who makes the stage for the most part thinks they're that guy, because they were that guy in high school, they were that guy in college. That's how you make the NFL. You're that guy, So, but no one's talking about these guys. And the chance, like you said, it wasn't 1 o'clock in the afternoon when there's 10 of the games on and everybody's flipping through red. This is the only shit on all day, right? Everybody waited for this. And I think that added to the emotions too. You get guys who want to make that play. They mama's watching. If they from some little small town, like Charles Cross is from Mississippi, the whole town is watching, like your whole AAU squad. Everybody's watching you tonight.
I know I'm older than you guys, but I've been going to games less longer than you guys have been going. I'm relatively new. I'm 11 years in. I'm trying to hold back from cussing. The damn nosebleeds. We're talking almost 20 stories in the sky. $500. That didn't happen after we won the chip, was going back to the chip, and someone like Rodgers or Brady or someone big, a big show, showbiz. What is it called again? What
box office?
Box office, dude, coming to Lumen. I would see 350 in the nosebleeds. I would start seeing the first 10 rows here and there. 500 for the nosebleeds because they wanted to hear Russ get booed, or maybe the chance we win, whatever. Tonight was different, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you.
So I want to toss this question now too, because this is a big deal for Pete. I think I asked Pete, does he feel validated at all? And Pete was like, not really.
Not.
Well, he knew what I was baiting him into, and he didn't take the bait. And he even kind of looked at me and was like, yeah, I mean, you may want me to be validated, but like I'm
good.
Like, he said he's good. And I won't even say he's lying. He is, but he's not, like, because to his credit, he's always felt like this is the way to win games in the face of everything else. And he's like, he always felt this was the way to do it. And he's like, I've done it. I won a Super Bowl with that type of style. I won national championships.
And that's what Tyler said to me about it. He felt like, hey, let's try this way, because it wasn't working this whatever way, whatever. And I was like, I don't know, dog. But I you have to at a certain point, man. Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we saw.
Yeah, so I think now I'm going to toss this question, because I think I haven't re-listened to the last time we were all together after the Monday night game, but I do remember a kind of a general sentiment of like, I don't know how we're all feeling about this Pete thing. Like it's not really going all that well. So after he kind of rebuilds the team in the offseason, doubles down on his philosophy, and then kicks it off with a win in his style of play, does it change at all? I'll toss it to Chris. I'll toss this one to you this time first. Does this change at all how you feel about Pete and his philosophy and maybe the faith in that going forward?
No, because it's just one game, and one game doesn't change the opinion for the next 16. This could literally backfire in 3 games, and now we're back to dang, this is not working. But
Stay positive, man.
Oh no, well,
yeah, but you're right. It is only one game.
As not being biased in the situation,
for sure,
I gotta be real. It's not gonna change me. We've seen good wins and bad losses. We've talked about it off wax. They could beat the Broncos and then lose every other game. There's teams on this schedule that they shouldn't lose to, but then that week a Pete comes up and things aren't going their way, and then they're losing. And you could say, oh, well, Pete's not the guy. Well, there's still a whole season for it. I don't want now, if they start off like 0-6 or something, sure, the discussion could be had like, okay, it might be time for the Seahawks to make moves. But right now, it worked out. He did it. He got the guys fired up. That's what the head coach is supposed to do. Get your players prepared to play a game, and they were prepared the best they could be, and they went out and won the football game. That's what you wanted from Pete. Now, can they do that consistently week in and week out? That's what it comes down to.
Before I toss this to you, Ben, I want to make clear to people, like, a choice was made between Pete and Russell. I had a homie text me that today after reading. He read our story on The Athletic, and he read the ESPN story that Brady Henderson had like a week ago. An active choice was made. It was probably by Jody Allen and Bert Cole, however you say brother's name, that runs the organization. Either you had Pete Carroll run this thing the way he's running it now, or you fired Pete and then you rolled with Russ and you let Russ cook. Like a choice had to be made, and the choice was obviously with Pete because that's who's still here. So like with that in mind, where you at on Pete now, Ben, after they get you as hype as you are right now after week 1?
He said, I put a ring on it.
You know, with Pete, first couple seasons, I was, I entered the Seahawks fandom, and then sort of by accident, not having a team in Los Angeles, things like that. So I'm not going to tell, whatever. I respected what he was doing at USC. Came in, we were 7-9 first season I came in. And, I'm watching Percy Harvin. I'm watching different people. I'm thinking, hey, man, this dude's the man. We get the Super Bowl win, and I go to Daniel's Steakhouse, which is like a pretty popular steakhouse in Seattle.
Oh, very popular.
Fire.
Nice food, right? Better than Ruth Chris. And he gets up, and the waiter told me that 13 people tried to pay for his meal. Bro, he's not broke. To pay for his own meal.
Trying to pay for
is,
Pete's meal.
Yeah, they're fighting over it. People who don't know you, they don't even know him. And I said, okay, this dude's the man, right? Now, throughout the years have gone past here and there. I've had my talks about Snyder and what was old boy's name? The other dude, what was the offensive coordinator's name before?
Schottenheimer?
Shoddy.
Okay, bro.
Shoddy, blah, blah, whatever. I'm not the biggest Pete fan in the last 2 seasons. Put on the record. I'm sure someone will come back. Like, boom. I'm pretty transparent how I feel. I have to say, hearing the show from you guys, hearing from the players, after that thing happened, I said, this is really going to show us who he is, right? To see him throwing passes, running around at 70-something years old, in my line, he had a different energy.
Yeah.
He was a different dude. He was really like gathering the troops out. Dude, we have drafted terribly. You guys have painfully said that.
It's been bad. 2022 class looks like it'll be decent, though.
Yes.
This class was all right, man. I try not to analyze too much. I want to be a fan. And I think last night when he came on my when Mike came on my show, I think I showed a little bit more of my football knowledge, and me having experience of playing at a Division I college. I really sat back and said, I can't say I hated too many plays where I could say, why the hell we do that? I ain't talking about the 1 yard line Super Bowl. I'm talking about, look, man, we had some fluid plays. Some didn't go through in the second half. Cool. But what I mean is, we got it done. I'm letting it rock. It's too early. It's one game, right? Now, 3-0,
Which is feasible.
it is very feasible.
Actually, that brings me to my next point now, because the Seahawks are the first place in the
Hang on.
division.
Before you even get to that, how do you feel about this? Has your opinion changed on Pete?
Why are you changing? Why are you trying to?
He tried to skate out of it.
I'm still a little skeptical, just because I do think there is something to be said for having a mindset that you need to eventually go win the game.
Yeah.
You can't always just play not to lose it.
Yep.
Because you're not eventually one game you're just going to have to score 30. You're going to be in a shootout or whatever. And I do think that like any game where you don't score in the second half,
That's not great.
Totally validate your philosophy. But I do think the guys bought into that, though. They bought into being
Absolutely.
the underdog thing. And Ben just mentioned the new energy. I'm gonna say it, man. The energy was getting Russ out of the building because Russ was the main guy who didn't believe in the philosophy. So you get him out, then you get everybody is bought in.
Locked
from
in.
the janitor to the chef to the security dudes to the players to the coaches to the massage ladies and the acupuncture chicks in there. Like everybody believes, to the lady at the front desk with the candy. Everybody believes in Seahawk football now. Russ was the guy who didn't. Russ believed in Russ football, right? With a little Pete mixed in there. So getting him out got that new energy. I need to see the Seahawks with the Geno-led Seahawks go win the game. That's what you're going to have to do if you want to really be a championship team. You can't just count on the other team and just fumble on the one twice.
Yeah, a lot of variables went their way, but
they fumbled on the one twice and missed a field goal.
Drop a touchdown.
Yeah, like that's a lot of things. Remember we were talking yesterday, Ben, on your show. I was like, a lot of things need to break right in some seasons in the past, 2019, 2020.
Yeah. And the tennis ball sitting there, is it going to make it over the net or is it not? Yeah.
All that shit broke right today.
Yeah.
Missed field goal fumbles at the 1. Shout out to the homie Aaron Reese. He's an editor at The Athletic. You know, he found this stat from one of these like sites that we subscribe to at The Athletic that like I don't think any team had ever fumbled at the 1 twice in the same game.
Yeah.
I can't find the exact stat on it, but that's insane. Like, think to get
Bro,
that.
come on, man. That was like, I thought it was a fluke
It kind of was, Ben.
because I was like,
Kinda
listen,
is.
why is the ball on the 20-yard line? I didn't know there was a fumble. I thought that because it was 4th down, whatever. I thought they just turned it over to us.
Oh, okay.
When I seen it was actual fumble, like,
He didn't score.
sorry guys, to see Pete dancing like that, and it
Yeah.
wasn't a bad call or challenge call, it was a positive dance. Like, what the hell's going on over here? I'm
Yep.
looking directly at him. You know, I don't
So,
know, bro.
so the official stat is that tonight was the first time since at least 2000, because that's where our database goes. Since at least 2000 that a team has lost 2 fumbles at the opponent's 1-yard line. That's insane. That hasn't happened in 22 years, and it probably didn't happen many times before that. So,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
no, football goes back a long time, but yeah, I doubt that's happened before. So I'm still a little skeptical because I do think you eventually got to go win games. You got to go win them. You can't always just not lose them. You got to eventually. A field goal at least would have made me feel a little better. You know, they didn't even get 3. That was a little concerning. But
I said that many times in the 3rd quarter. I said, can we get at least one? Can we get one before they scored another field goal? I said, look, can we get one so we're up? You know,
7.
so that so we're
Got a
up 7.
comfortable lead.
Yeah,
At least
A little
7.
bit.
At least
little
that
bit.
way a touchdown doesn't kill you. So, but I'm gonna just keep throwing these questions out here. This one is about the defense because it's supposed to be a new defense under Clint Hurt, and they did some new things. They played, like Chris mentioned earlier, they played a lot of too high coverages to try to take away the explosives. They didn't really work all the way. Like some random dude wearing number 83 had a bunch of explosives. I don't know how that happened. But then you look at some of the other big plays that they did have. You know, they got like 2 defensive pass interference calls on the rookie Tariq Woolen. Kobe Bryant in his second coverage snap,
Got turned around.
got beat by Jerry Jeudy for a 67-yard bomb. It was a lot of what we complained about, and a lot of people have complained about in the past with the Seahawks, which is that bend don't break shit, where you give up a 6-minute 85-yard drive and then you turn them over on 4th and goal, and it's like, oh, we didn't give them no points. Well, it's like, well, yeah, man, we were on the field for 13 plays just now. Yeah, but so and I said, before I throw the question, I will say that is part of why Pete Carroll likes his philosophy in terms of how like the run game, because if you notice when the Broncos had long drives, even if they didn't score, the Seahawks answered with a long drive. So the defense was usually rested, you know, the DK fumble notwithstanding. Like it wasn't just, all right, our defense on the field for 12 plays, then we either go 3 and out or we score a 70-yard touchdown. Either way, our defense is right back on the damn field. It doesn't matter if we scored or not. The part of Pete Carroll's philosophy is, hey, we're going to give these guys a rest for better or worse, so our guys aren't fucking gassed when they're on the field. So I want to ask you guys, Ben, let's start with you. Do you feel any better or worse about the defense after seeing how they performed today and holding the Broncos to 16 points? Or is it 16 points, right? Yeah,
It was
16 points. Yeah.
Like, let me be honest, man. Half these guys hadn't even played together on the defense. You know, when I'm watching them, I don't think that they were gassed necessarily. Tell you the truth, go back to that Jerry Jeudy touchdown. For a second, I thought Kobe was taking it from him. Kobe had 2 hands on the ball. Did you see the play? There was 2 hands on the ball. I thought he was going to take it from him. He didn't, and he went in and scored, right?
Yeah.
And we just kind of gave him his flowers last night before he even played, you know, any series for us. Look, man, with the exception of Jamal getting taken out, and I was really happy that we were able to still replace that area. I can't say that I paid attention too much to the coverage schemes, but I can say that they were fired up and hungry, and I just felt like, look, if they could play with the same intensity, and I watched every one of their faces. I'm in row D, you know, I'm 4 rows back. I'm looking at the faces. They had a lot of intensity tonight. I know it's the first game. I know it's Russ back. Can we have that same intensity, you know, next week,
yeah.
the week after?
It'll definitely be there for the Niners. For
sure, because that's
Yeah.
our rival. But I mean, like, they came out. What's number 10's name?
Uchenna Nwasu.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce his name, so I don't want to fuck that up, right? Especially like today's age, like Asian guy fucked up the African dude's name. Whatever. He was everywhere.
Yeah, he was a problem.
He got a podium. He got a podium interview today.
Yes.
Podium
He was
game.
everywhere, bro.
Mhm.
I'm like, God damn. And like, I saw the pressure. Defensive backfield. All right. Okay, cool. Linebacker area, man. Jordan Brooks a couple times. I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like, yo, bro, we getting killed on some of these 10-yard
Screens.
Yeah, some of these
The screen
screens. I'm
passes
like,
was
yo,
crazy.
bro,
They
like,
got screened to death today. They got screened to death. There's definitely some room to grow for sure. It was the bend don't break. It was what we've seen before, where you give up the
But again, I'm
drive and
just
you don't
saying.
score.
Okay, look, I feel like our defense is maybe a little better, but again, we can't give Pete his flowers because it's only one game with this new play. But on the defense level, for these guys being pretty new, we got no Bobby, no B Wags, we got no this person that we lost
DJ Reed or who?
DJ Reed, who I loved.
He played phenomenal in his first game too.
Couple
with the
guys.
Jets.
I just feel like, look, man, let's let these dudes gel, figure it out. I expected more out of Jordan Brooks. Cody stepped up, did his thing here and there. And
Cody
there
had
was a
some nice
couple-
big tackles in the
I
second
mean,
half.
hell, he
Yeah,
stuffed
so-
the screen, so that was good to see.
Yeah, they had to figure that screen stuff out.
I did
man.
notice this, and I'm not crazy. Quandre sits and is looking, and if he has to come in for a tackle, it's kind of bad, right? And he did here and there. He got a couple sticks.
Depending on the coverage, yeah.
Depending on the coverage, he's kind of out there looking to help somebody to get a pick. I noticed that Russ was really trying to avoid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he knows the dude gets some sneaky picks, and he almost got one tonight. Look, man, we look good, man. The defense looked good.
Yeah.
And we, for the most part, I can't speak about, field goal coverage and shit like that, because that's just, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I think we look good, man.
Yeah, no, Russ was definitely trying to exploit the matchups, which makes sense. Russ is in year 11, and he saw a rookie out there on Cortland Sutton. He was like, well, I'm about to go here and eat. And I don't think he completed any of those. I think they were either incomplete or defensive pass interference. So that kind of is what it is there. But I could see why Russ is like, I'm not going to throw at number 6. You
When
know how I
Sidney
will throw at
Jones-
27.
When Sidney Jones did come in after young Tariq got ran over, got a little stinger.
Well, I think he first popped his shoulder out. He laid a block first,
Oh,
and
and
then
then got-
tried to tackle.
oh.
I think it was either Melvin or Javante.
It was, whoever it was, but then they brought in Sidney Jones, and Russ attacked Sidney
Look,
immediately.
I was talking more specifically about Jordan Brooks blowing that against the white boy tight end who got that amazing one hand.
one
catch.
hand, yeah,
tight
miscommunication
end
on
dude.
that. I gotta
Well,
watch the film. on that.
regardless, like, I want to be mad, but if anything, it was probably a better catch than it was.
Bad
You know what I'm
de-
saying?
yeah.
It was a great catch.
Yeah,
So that was kind of like, that was a big momentum push towards them. Other than that, look, man, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to slander the defense, man. We look good, man.
16 points, man.
yeah. I thought I was already on saying that this defense is going to be young, fast, and I think they're going to be pretty good, and they proved it. The speed really doesn't really matter there, but they made plays when they needed to. They stepped up.
Against a quarterback who's known to score. So.
That's the best part, right? I like how Mike Jackson played. He was hitting. He laid Cortland Sutton out. I was like, damn, this boy, he's really trying.
How tall is Michael Jackson?
6 feet, right?
Yeah, he's about
So he's my
6'1". He's a very strong corner.
But he's like,
how heavy is this?
he's
dude?
like 210, I think.
yeah,
okay, so
I
he's
would
a little
guess
thick. All right,
He's
pause.
a tank. And when
Bro, he
he's
shocked the hell out of me. I'm sorry, y'all.
no,
He shocked the hell out of me.
and that's good. That's what you want to see. You want to see guys like that have a chip on their
He's
shoulder.
listed 6'1", 210, by the way. 6'1",
Yeah, you
210.
want someone out there that has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
He's just trying to prove himself,
Nah,
He is.
dog. He played like he'd been 3 years, and that's how he played tonight. He already been in the game. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play like a rookie tonight, bro.
No, he's not. No, Mike's not a
been,
rookie.
He's been in the league for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years.
No,
now?
this is-
Oh, my bad, dog. I thought he was a draft class. My bad.
No,
No.
No, you're not the only person. Someone asked me about him like 2 days ago. It was
Yeah,
like,
he's bounced around.
they was like, Mike, we're starting 2 rookie
Shit.
corners.
That motherfucker played like he was, man. Well, I mean, he also played brand new, if that makes any sense. Like, he just, dog, I don't know, man. I don't know how the hell we got this dude, because
I think the Cowboys cut him.
Yeah, he bounced around. The Seahawks were like, we'll pick you up. And he Has been good ever since.
Well, it's just a lot of DBs lately are just having their best years under Pete Carroll, which isn't new.
Yeah,
that's been happening.
Pete's the
for quite a
cornerback
bit,
whisperer.
from all the way from a Jeremy Lane to a Byron Maxwell to a Brandon
Except
Browner.
for Trey Flowers.
That just didn't work out.
Yeah, the Trey thing that they were using him. They were using Trey Flowers wrong. The Bengals actually used him correctly.
They did. That's what kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, they used him on like big, longer tight ends. So, Chris, where are you at on the defense?
Yeah, but I as I was saying, I think nothing changes for me. I thought the defense was going to be strong. I thought they were going to be able to create havoc for running backs and wide receivers in certain situations. You saw what Al Woods was able to do. My man just grabbed the center and just moved him and made a big play to make it 3rd and 2. That's what you want to see. You saw Shelby making plays, getting in the backfield, causing havoc. You see the cornerback. We talked about Mike Jackson. He is making plays. Even Tariq Woolen just running with Cortland Sutton, making a play on the ball. He did get called for a pass interference, but you know what? He's going to fine-tune that. They're going to work on that. He's going to get better. He's going to be able to turn his head. What you see in practice, he's going to turn his head and he's going to be able to make a play, make an interception, bat the ball down. These are things they're going to build on. Quandre Diggs is in the right spot. He just didn't get an interception. Against other teams, he's going to make that play. Unfortunately, Jamal Adams goes down, but Josh comes in. He's around the ball making plays.
But Jamal looked good, though.
Oh, yeah, Jamal looked fine.
Jamal
the thing is, Jamal, he gets a really bad reputation, and I think Mike explained it really well. He said, how many times have they looked to throw to Jamal's side, and it's not there, and the quarterback gets sacked, or he's scrambling? Well, that's because Jamal is in position. It's really only the really big plays that he, for example, against Cooper Kupp last season, he lost the ball on the light or something, and Cooper Kupp comes up with it. He was in position. Something went wrong. A couple of times here and there, he makes those mental little errors.
I don't like the reputation. And I'm saying this because he's a friend of mine. I'm not saying that because I'm saying because I've seen him do decent coverage. I'm sorry. I've seen, as far as a coverage DB, he's good.
He can cover.
He can
I
cover.
just think they got to put him in better matchups. For example, you don't want him guarding a receiver. You want him on a tight end and a running back.
On a fullback, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want. And when you put him on a wide receiver like Stephon Diggs and Stephon does a little stick route, what do you think's going to happen?
Nobody can guard Stephon Diggs.
Let's start there. No one can guard him, but then you want to put Jamal on, all out blitz and say, yeah, Jamal, go ahead and cover him.
No, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Just go ahead, man.
But yeah, I thought the defense, they're going to be good. They're going to be fine. To your point earlier, Mike, can Geno put you in position to win a game now? That's what you're going to want to see. Because against the Chargers, you got to put up 24 points if you want to win that game. I don't know if you're going to be able to hold it.
36, 40 points, you mean, bro?
Yo,
24
Chargers,
do it, though.
I was being generous, all right? Okay. I was just being very nice.
I'm scared.
I know 30, but that's, who knows? They might even be better by then, right? They believe in the system. They believe what Pete's telling them. Maybe they come out and play a really good defensive matchup against them. That's looking ahead, but I like where they're at right now, and they're just going to have to build from it. They lose Jamal. The guys are they're ready. They're amped up. They proved one thing. Well, we ain't got Russ. Well, guess what? It don't matter. We're still going to do what Pete has shown that we can do in practice, and they went out and did it. And on Monday night, the biggest day, as you put earlier, Ben, and they were able to win the game.
Is there anybody else on the team that deserves a shout today? Do we forget anybody? I'm looking at the box score.
I thought Kobe Parkinson. He made a few plays here and there.
Oh, yeah. Both of Kobe's plays was nice.
I remember in the preseason game, Drew threw a perfect dart to him, and he went up both hands and got drilled and dropped. I'm like, those are ones you got to have. But he, first game of the season, comes out, makes a few plays, moves the chains. That's what you want. He came in and did his job. We talked about Will Dissly. He stepped up big. Ben was like, he's pretty much the X factor. We need to see from him. He needs to do something big. And what does he do? Score a touchdown. But I don't think we're missing anyone.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful thing to see Mr. Two Kick not on the field so much. I didn't see Dixon on a lot, and that made me feel good.
He punted one time, twice,
maybe.
I think it was two times.
He didn't punt until the fourth quarter.
But what's crazy is I'm used to seeing Mike punt
a lot.
First drive.
times.
I'll be honest. I was really interested to see how the first drive would go because for years it's been 3 and out. They run twice, try to pass, and it doesn't work out. That didn't happen on Monday night. They executed.
We went right at it, bro.
They executed what they've been practicing. And as you mentioned, Geno just was like, yep, Monday Night Football, let's go. This is my moment. It's my time.
All right, let me spin this forward on one last note. So now we know every team in the NFC West has played. The only team to win, it was the Seahawks. The Cardinals got their boots smoked. The Rams got their boots smoked.
God, did they miss D-Hop?
The Rams not only got their boots smoked, but they're also really banged up. They were already without Andrew Whitworth. You know, they were going with I think Joe Noteboom at left tackle. I think Noteboom got hurt. Somebody else on their team is hurt. The Niners are already without George Kittle. They just lost their running back Elijah Mitchell.
2 months.
It feels like the Niners always have injury issues. So seeing how all the week 1 NFC West matchups went, does that change at all? How you guys feel about where maybe the Seahawks could finish in the division? A team picked last, but is all of a sudden in first after 1 week, and looks like they could be right there with all these other teams. They look like they're all wounded. Ben, what do you think about the NFC West and where the Seahawks fit right now?
I don't think we were a last place team, even coming in with Geno or Drew or whatever. But I will say that I think I think Arizona is definitely maybe on the bottom tier of the conference. Rams just might be too tough, man. I don't know. I don't care about what else is going on, but I do feel confident that, I said it yesterday. We're like 22 or like 21-3 versus the Niners in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is. Like
he's smoking the Niners.
We're at some crazy stat, and I don't feel like it's coming back. I just feel like we know so much about them for some reason that the matchups don't matter. When they were 8-0 3 years ago, and they're ready to go for their 9-0, we took them down at Levi's with Davian and all that stuff. Look, I think we're second. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as of right now, if everything down the line, I think we're third at worst. I don't know, man. Arizona played so damn bad that I almost don't even. No, I'm being serious.
No,
man.
they did. They got smoked.
But it wasn't just that. I just felt like, bro, I don't know about Arizona this season, man. I was always like, damn.
Kyler, get in the film room, buddy.
Yeah, nah. They had a bad game plan too. They were like, let's blitz Mahomes a bunch, and Andy Reid was like, "Oh, y'all serious with that, huh?
Oh, you want to go
Y'all
man?
serious? Y'all gonna do it all game?"
You know, we got like a tight end that plays receiver that plays tight end, and Travis Kelce. I don't know.
It's like, we signed Juju Smith for minimum wage, right? Chris, where you at?
Go ahead.
Where you at on the division now after we see the first place Seattle Seahawks?
It's wild. I still think the Rams are right there. I'm really interested to see what the Cardinals do, because are they that bad? Like Cliff Kingsbury, I don't know, man. Is he that dude? Is he really about to lose his job?
No, I don't know about that.
We'll
see.
Well, I don't think they had a bad game, bro. I think they're
just not good.
Well, I'm being serious.
No.
You can't go up one game, dude.
Well, last time we saw them, they looked bad too.
From last season, though, they didn't finish strong.
No, they got smoked last season.
So to be honest, maybe you're right, Ben. They're just not a good team. And to your point, yeah, they might be the worst team in the NFC West. But what's the number of wins there? What else does that come to? Because right now, the talk is the Seahawks, man. I think 8 wins would be like, okay, that's great.
Right. Why you put us at number 32, though, Bleacher Report? Stephen Spitz, why you put us at 31?
Because they're not in Seattle. They just...
No, but what I mean is, because they don't believe it. And I get it. Cool. But there'll be some shift changes after this week, man.
What do you think, Mike?
I do think that the division, it'll be a war of attrition. I thought this last year too. Who stays the healthiest at what positions? I think the first team to have their O-line fall apart is screwed. Like that's pretty much the case.
Rams are in trouble.
In every division. Yeah, I think the Rams are screwed. The Rams are playing a first place schedule, which is a very important part of like projecting a team season. Like the Seahawks finished last, right? The last season. So they play all the other last place teams from last year. The Rams finished first. So you got to play all the division winners from last season.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So that's how, and then if you finish second, you play all the second place teams, third place teams, and so on and so forth. That's why the Seahawks are playing Detroit, whereas the Rams, I feel like, play the Packers this year. That's the difference there. The Rams play, who else won a division? The Rams play the Bucks. Actually, no, I think they play the whole AFC South. But you guys get my point. Like you play a last place schedule versus a first place schedule. So like, yeah, I think that matters. I think they'll probably still second, third, whatever. I think the team whose O-line falls apart first is like they're destined to finish last. I don't care if that is the Rams. I just think that once you don't have an O-line, you're screwed. You're screwed if you're Trey Lance without an O-line. You're screwed if you're Kyler without an O-line. You're screwed if you're Matt Stafford without an O-line. You're screwed if you're Geno Smith without an O-line. One person that I forgot to ask you guys about is Russ. Part of the reason that the Seahawks traded him is because they thought, hey, man, you ain't worth $50 million, dog. We can get Geno for 3.5 right now and go out here and beat you. And they obviously did that. But where are you guys on Russ after one game? What do you think, Ben? Did Seahawks make the right call? Did the Broncos mess up by giving that man $50 million a year?
Hey, bro, first of all, hell no. Bro, there's no way. Bro, I would have denounced my fandom if we gave him $250 million a year. I mean, $250 million contract, 5 a 2-year bonus. Can I be quite frank?
Please.
Felt like Russ played just like he played with us, bro. I don't think he's going to shock the world. I don't think. And again, dude, he's playing against, man. I mean, with the exception of Derek Carr playing the world, I'm like, dude, who are you, bro? You are Jesus Christ. But then there's Herbert in his division. And then there's Mahomes. I don't know, man. I'll be real, man. I think we might be seeing, and I know it's harsh. I'm just saying, I think we might be seeing a decline slightly. I think he can win some games. I think he'll do good, and I think it'd be cool. I don't think they ain't getting no jewelry there. They ain't getting no rings there, bro. We made the right decision. Half the people say it's a rebuild, or more of the people say it's a rebuild. For us, I don't know, man. I just want to focus on game to game. When I saw Russ tonight, I was very critical watching them, and I felt like it was the Broncos were the Seahawks tonight. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, y'all gonna deal with all the pain that we dealt with. He'll give you a cool play here and there. You're gonna give us a little moon ball here, and I was like, yo, Jerry Jeudy better do something. And cool, one little thing but other than that, man, I've been watching this man since his rookie season. Like I feel like he played tonight like he left off with us and wasn't very impressive, to be honest.
All right, quick, where you at with it?
I thought he played okay. I mean, he threw for what, 300 yards?
340 yards, 29 of 42.
And the thing is,
1 touchdown.
The touchdown that they should have had on the left-hand side, he threw it, I swear it was his tight end. He just dropped it. It was a diving catch, and he dropped it. They said Mike Jackson made a play. No, he didn't. The dude dropped it straight up.
Oh, hit him. I know you're talking about. Hit him in the hands.
Hit him both. He had 2 hands on it.
Yeah.
They dropped it.
That was a laser by Russ.
Like,
Russ
that was
still could throw lasers, man.
High school receiver coach, because I played wide receiver in high school. I played both ways because I'm old. That's what we used to do back in the day. Always said this: if you could touch the ball, you should have caught it. 2 hands, bro, ain't no excuse.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say Russ played bad. I thought he played fine. It's not his fault. The running backs fumbled. Now
okay,
I will say,
I'm saying he didn't say. I didn't say. Okay, I should say.
No, it's not a shot at you, Ben. This is
no. I'm not saying he's playing bad, but I just felt like
you've seen it.
Yeah.
So I would also say he didn't play particularly well when it comes to time management. That was a problem in Seattle. We all blame Pete.
I think that was a coach thing today.
A lot of people blame Pete. Okay, so maybe it's
Hackett thing.
Maybe it's a Hackett thing.
I think Hackett wanted to play for the field goal.
I also would say
teams. Okay.
I also would say that was more of a well, you're not getting the plays in. They just look a little flustered at times.
They did take some delayed games today.
But other than that, I thought I thought Russ played fine. If there's not 2 fumbles, man, this is a completely different discussion.
No, that's true.
This is a 30-10 shellacking, and Russ throws 2 touchdowns. You're right. If is right, but we're moving on from it. The Seahawks came out. They had a game plan. They executed said game plan, and they were victorious. And you know what? They beat Russ. Russ came back to Seattle.
Change the question. Same question. Reword it. Did he look like he was worth $50 million this season?
Ooh. First game, no.
Okay.
Yeah, $50 million is. If I give you $50 million, I want to see what
Mahomes.
Yeah, let's see what Mahomes did.
5 touchdowns.
Or what did Josh Allen do?
4 touchdowns and like 2 rushing.
What did Justin Herbert, boy?
Jesus
That's why I picked him for MVP.
Christ,
yeah, no.
I know it's early, but
you know how scared I am to go to SoFi and watch this.
you got time, okay? They're gonna get, this team can only get better, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I think the defense is gonna get a lot better.
See,
I do. I think the communication is
those
going to be
screens.
solid.
50 M's, bro. We talking about. Man.
$50 million. Who the hell you think you got? Ben Baldwin?
No, that's a lot. I think it's what the 2022 Denver Broncos are going to look a lot like the 2019 Seahawks, I think, or the 2020 Seahawks, where you're going to have some games where Russ looks amazing, and then you're going to have some games where you're like, damn, maybe we should draft the next dude, which is okay. I don't know if that's worth $50 million, but hey, that's what the price Denver had to pay to get out of QB purgatory. When you're starting,
I think anybody would do that.
Kendall Hinton, I think, or whatever the receiver was that they had to play that one time, and Teddy and Drew, and they've gone through some pretty bad quarterbacks after the post Peyton Manning era. Paxton Lynch, So this is the premium you have to pay to get out of that.
Yep.
You clearly can't draft, so you just have to go overpay someone else, which
true.
is fine. I can see why some franchises do that. They got new ownership, new coach, new GM. Like, I get that. But I can also see why the Seahawks were like, oh, no, man, if that's worth 50 and we got 23 of 28 passes from Geno Smith today for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And a victory.
Yeah, and a dub. Maybe we don't need to pay. Like, Geno makes $3.5 million a year this year.
So $6 million or just 1 year deal. Yeah.
That's a 1 year deal. That's like 40 something less than Russ. Today I did not see 2 quarterbacks who are 40 something million dollars apart.
Yeah.
That's what I did not see today. Like, if you look at it that way.
I didn't think about it even that way. That perspective is.
Yeah, that's huge. I think Geno does have some incentives in his deal, so he may get up to like $7 million.
Oh,
but either way, he's still making $40 million less than Russ on a per average basis. This year the cap numbers are different, but you guys get the point. Like, that is that's relevant here, and I do think that goes into why this game meant so much, to kind of bring it all back before we get out of here. Like, this was the Seahawks Super Bowl in a lot of ways, and what's going to happen next is we got to see if the leaders can carry that over, because the Niners don't give a shit about what happened today.
No, they want to get
really
a dub.
don't. They just lost to the Bears in the rain. They are pissed. They are trying to get a dub. They're trying to smoke Seattle. It's going to be their home opener down in the Bay. They don't care about none of this Super Bowl stuff, beating Russ. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about none of that. So I want to see how they regroup real quick too, because the Niners are already getting ready for the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are like going to all be in the cold tub, Tuesday morning.
2 days.
Yeah, because boy, neither team could run the ball like super effectively today, and there was some hitting today.
Oh, man.
That was tough. So there's a lot of challenges for the Seahawks going forward. Like, I want to see them finish the game. I want to see the pass. I think I want to see the pass rush be a little better. I think the DB's got to catch the ball. If it comes to
talking
him.
to you, big guy.
I cut Jamal a little slack because he got broken fingers.
Well, I'm not expecting him to have 10
interceptions
with those fingers. Yeah,
that's tough.
Hit him in the helmet, bro.
Yeah, that's
the second time.
Tough. Yeah, he
got hit in the helmet.
Yeah, that's tough. I want to see the Seahawks run the ball better. Rashad Penny had 60 yards on 12 carries. A lot of carries just right into the dirt.
He had 2 though that went.
He has some nice ones.
Little hold. Hey guys, let's I don't debate if it was a hold, but whatever.
Yeah, he had some plays negated by some holding penalties. He had his longest run was 26 yards. I want to see DK get a little involved a little bit more. DK only has 7 catches for 36 yards. I think he lost 8 yards on that terrible screen. That's the other thing. The Seahawks should never run screen passes again. Like, they got to stop that. For real, what do I got to? I might start a petition. What do you got to do to get it on the ballot? These guys cannot run a screen pass to save their lives. Yeah. To anybody, to a running back, they try to fake screen and do what to Noah Fant. Like, just
I lost for it 2 yards.
Just stop throwing screens, man, and then defend the screens a little better. But I mean, Ben's right though. This was a overall positive day. Definitely a positive day, because man, they needed this win bad. They needed this. This was, like I said, it was validation, vindication. They needed to see Pete Carroll's formula work. It's one thing to just talk about that shit in preseason and preach it every day and have Pete Carroll have all these themed days of practice, competition Wednesday, turnover Thursday, no repeat Friday, tell the truth Monday. Like, everything's got a day. Like, I think Saturday has a thing, but I can't remember what it is. All that sounds cool until you go out there and lose. Then you start to question things. That's how anything works in life. You're a human.
You know what, man? You just made me think about something different now.
That's good. I like to do that.
Denver isn't a bad team. We beat a good team, man. With good defense, with good offense, with the good offensive line. We beat a good team. I don't want
good
people
running
to think
backs.
I don't want people to think like we beat some trash team.
No.
We beat a good team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. That's a team that should be a playoff team. I
just keep talking about Russ, and I'm not really thinking about he has a good team, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he picked Denver to. This is the second time that Denver has built up the infrastructure and attracted a quarterback there. They attracted Peyton Manning, and now they've attracted Russ. That's another reason why I'm not a big fan of the Seahawks, like quote unquote tanking. That's stupid. Make sure your infrastructure is sound. Build up your O-line. Build up your DBs. Build up your receivers. So if a franchise quarterback does come available, his ass will sign with you.
Yeah.
Right now they got the Geno thing going though.
On,
and Geno
Jackson.
and yeah, we can talk about
Real quick though. I got to give a shout out to Cameron Ferguson. All right, he's getting married this Friday. So congratulations to him and his wife. That's dope.
I was brother in the Kaepernick jersey at the live show.
That came to the live show. Him and Michelle and Cameron, that we getting married this Friday. So congrats to them on that. That's big time. You know, we're trying to get there one of these days.
me and you. Oh yeah.
Then you too, man.
Oh, he's married.
I'm married, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
married.
30 years?
Been married for 10 years. Been with my wife for 13. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just a young.
So
the
young
bucks.
pups here.
Yeah, man.
Gotta
Anything
get on
else? Anything else anybody want to add before we get out of here?
Thanks for letting us come through and do this with you again, Ben. It's always a blast, man. It's the second time doing it. So
I'll be honest, man. I thought that I was gonna come on a little bit more, just like maybe one more time last season. I'd love to come on anytime. I think that I was a little bit more poised tonight, as hyped as I was. I don't think I would have said some nice things on a couple of those that season. I was really fired up, and I think that
you ain't the only
Mike
one,
would have been like, "Hey, bro, maybe you shouldn't talk on our show anymore," because I get fired up on my show. I get it, and but it was an honor, and I do appreciate coming on. And if there's anything I could do to push you guys, even further, and kind of use my platform to get more eyes on you guys. No disrespect to any other Seahawks podcast out there, but I listen to everything, and this is something where ever since that, I don't know when I picked up your show, I have listened to every single episode.
That's love.
We
Appreciate
take pride
you,
in
man.
being the best one, man. Hey,
We work hard.
Yeah, I respect the other ones too, but this is our shit.
Yeah.
Real shit. Thank you guys.
Doing this for a while, man, and we appreciate Ben. We appreciate you having you on. I just like the different perspectives. I was at the game, but I'm in the press box. You're at the game, but you're down there with the people. Chris is getting the TV view too, because it's always interesting to hear the narratives that they paint.
Yep.
So
That's
you
cool,
talking about
Yeah.
Marcus Spears and like how Troy and Troy Aikman and Joe Buck talked about the game. I remember I talked to Lewis Riddick a couple weeks ago at training camp. And he was like, "Yo, I think they're building something here." I think Lewis ended up tweeting that too. Just kind of ruined a little insight I had. He just tweeted the shit out.
I've only been
it's
hearing
okay.
negative things about our team, man. That's it.
Yeah, no, look, that's what I thought. Riddick that's the first time I met Riddick in the lobby at the VMAC. He was like, "Yo, nice to meet you, man. I think they're building something here." Like he just launched into a convo. I was like, "Oh, let's talk about it." And he ended up tweeting it. I think him, Dan Orlovsky, were out there together. Like, no, there's some people who believe in the Seahawks. A lot more after tonight.
Yep.
A lot more people after tonight. And so I can't wait to see where this goes further. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Seahawks Man-to-Man podcast.
Yes.
Powered by The Athletic. Shout out to the company. Again, shout out to everybody who watched our live show. My name is Michael-Shawn Dugar. Here with my co-host Christopher Kidd, as usual. Special guest Ben Baller in the building, letting us host in his space. On that note, we're coming back this week with a preview episode. Shout out to the homie Matt Barrows, covers the 49ers for The Athletic. We'll have him on. The show will drop on Wednesday. Until that show drops, thank you guys for listening, and we are out.